Hey guys and gals, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 easy ways to feminize your face with makeup. Whether you're trans, whether you're gender fluid, wherever you are on the spectrum, this is the video for you. I'm going to show you how to shape your face. I'm going to show you how to lift your eyes, things to make your face a little bit more feminine, a little softer. I've spent a lot of time learning how to feminize my face myself, and I've learned from lots of others in the community too about ways that they do it. These tips are not going to be for heavy drag, so we're not going to be doing lots of heavy kind of cutting and covering eyebrows and things. We're literally going to be working with what kind of stuff we have on our face already. The first hack for feminizing your face is to make sure that your beard shadow is completely covered. We don't want any of those blue tones showing through our makeup. And it's actually really common. I see it quite a lot with people. If you just use like red lipstick like I used to, it works fine, but you can still see some of that coming through. There's also a couple little bits that I want to add on that will hopefully make your beard kind of texture disappear. So keep watching to see that. I've got the ordinary, so this is the fluid primer, sort of just dabbing that on. You don't need loads, you just need enough to sort of cover it. What primer does is it creates a layer over the texture of your skin to make it a bit smoother. So when you apply your makeup, you have a great surface area just to apply all your foundation. We need a red kind of undertone foundation. You can use a concealer as well. I know a few of my friends use the Revolution concealer. I've got the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate. Tap that on my finger. You don't need loads. Oh no, I'm running out. And then I just take a big flat brush like this and I'll go over and I'll just run that across my beard area. Primer will create a smooth base. It will hide some of those pores. Just for a finishing touch, I take a brush like this, or you can take a slightly fatter brush, and I then just go on and I just pat in that product. And this again helps to smooth it out. It just means that it's covering over those pores and it creates a smooth base for you. So you should, if you're like me and you get quite stubbly kind of leftovers, then it should hide some of that. I go over this with a lighter foundation. It works really well just to lighten the tones a little bit. It mixes in with the oranges and brings it out just a tiny little bit. And you can see already, just with the beard shadow gone, that my face looks slightly more feminine. Hack number 2, and this is a really easy one if you can face a small and slight bit of pain, is to lift your eyebrows. And what I mean by lifting your eyebrows is going through and just taking some of the hairs out of your sort of eyebrows, your big bushy brows, and just carving them up. You'll see that they kind of lift up. If you're marking out your eyebrow, what you should be doing is taking a brush. You measure to the tip of your nose. So 1, 2, 3. And that is the kind of template that you might want to draw in. I'll take a little bit of concealer and I'll just run just dabs along the edges. I just go through and I kind of just pat in that concealer. But what concealer does is it just cuts the eyebrow again and it gives that illusion that you're lifting your brows again. And there you go, you can see that the eyebrow is a lot more lifted. Hack number 3 is to lift and exaggerate your eyes. But often what I see in the community is people will do eyeshadow, but they'll go kind of outwards like that. But what I'm not going to do is take that too far down. I'm going to start lifting up and creating a bit of a V. And you can see already the eye is kind of being lifted a little bit more. It's subtle enough that you kind of hide that. And again, just going slightly above your crease with that colour. And when we come to blending it out, you're just working slightly above the crease. Don't be afraid to take it slightly higher. Look at that. Look how amazing that kind of, you can see that subtle colour just there. If I kind of just went like that on, you can't really see it. If I was working lower than my crease, all you would see is really like, look at the difference between those two. So you can see that that's lifting the eye, whereas this is kind of sitting and it's kind of just keeping it quite stout and short. So it's a really good idea just to kind of work to that V. And what you're doing is you're connecting it to your eyebrow. So always work within this sort of V. That is just a nice simple way. It took 5 minutes just to lift that eye and make it look a little bit more feminine. How we open our eyes and make them look bigger is we work all of our colour into this outer part of the eye, because you've got this lighter colour here, you've got a darker colour here, so the darker colour is creating a really striking kind of look. It really shortens your face and makes it look a bit more round and a bit more feminine. Tip number 4 is to contour. Contouring is the ultimate way to shape your face. You're adding shadows, so you're working with this sort of grey powders or you're working with grey creams, and they'll go along and they'll start cutting your jaw in different ways. So I'm just going to set my face. I'm just taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. You can use any kind of contouring or sculpting palette that you have to hand. I'm going to dip into my second to darkest shade on this palette. Cheeks are a really good way to shorten your face. So we'll start just carving that cheek out, drawing a line down from the top of my ear to my mouth. And you can start to see like it's already kind of creating a shadow on my face. So there's the one without and there's the one with. And I'm just going in with my bigger brush and I'm just buffing out that colour. Men have quite big foreheads, and so another thing that you might want to do if you're presenting as a woman or you're trans and you want to sort of hide that forehead is to go along and carve out the top. I'm adding my second to darkest shade again along the top, and then what I do is I take my big brush again and I'm just blending that down into my forehead. It's kind of tricking your eye into thinking that your face is suddenly a little bit smaller. Another thing men have is quite big noses, and it's really nice just to kind of cut that nose and make it look a little smaller. Women tend to have a slightly shorter, more sort of, again, less prominent kind of, they sort of sink into the face a little bit more, and they do that with their own makeup as well. So it's a really good tip to know this. Again, really easy, just take your contour palette. I'm dipping into the lightest shade that I've got of the sort of the greys. Start at the top of my nose and I'm drawing down into a V. I've got quite a large nose, so I like to sort of, make sure that it is cut off nicely. You'll see already that it's starting to make that nose look a little smaller. It really helps. I mean, you can go in with a tiny little bit of powder as well on each end and just shorten your nose as well, because that will lighten up this area and it will contrast with the contour, so it will make your nose a lot thinner. And then to shorten your nose, you go at the bottom and kind of fill that in. Hack number 5 for feminizing your face with makeup is to overline your lips. I'm going to take a Jeffree Star lipstick. I really like matte lipsticks for draw overlining lips, because I always feel like if you use something quite glossy or like a lipstick, a waxy kind of lipstick, it kind of leaves a bit of a weird line. It's really good to have a good lipstick to do this with. I start by kind of drawing a bit of an X in the middle of my lips.
The most important tip I can give you for overlining your lips is not to make it all the same size. So you start with that Cupid's bow, that's your center, your focus, and you kind of work out from it, but make sure it's kind of doing a bit of a sort of triangle, so you want to bring it in down at the bottom like I'm doing here. I'm not going all the way out of and following that line all the way down. I'm kind of curving it in to follow the shape of my lip, because I want to make the top and the bottom parts of my lip, the middle part, bigger, but I don't necessarily want to make it all bigger.
I've just got the rest of my face on. I feel really confident right now that I could go out on the town just like this. Obviously I haven't got my wig on and I haven't got my boobs on yet. I'm gonna go and do all that and then I'll show you the finished look. But just as it stands right now, as I am, I think this is a really cute look, and I think that you could rock this out on the town. This is a complete femme transformation. You can see that my lips are looking nice and full now, my eyes are being pulled up by that eyeshadow, and the contouring is really kind of cutting my face and just making me look a little bit softer in places too. Hopefully you found this video useful and now you will be a feminization queen. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the like button too if you did. I will see you in the next video. Bye.